another episode of Behind the Scene, and we are here with Darren Williams. He's been on the show before, so happy to have you back twice. You're the only one so far. Yes. So Darren is on the show for the second time because of a very special reason. He just came back from
PASIC.
Yes.
At the Percussive Arts Society International Convention. One of the not even one of the largest and most known conventions. This year was actually their 60th year anniversary and their first year back from the plague, we'll say. And so, the biggest international convention in the world.
For drummers.
Not only just drummers, just all percussionists. If you play hand percussion, drum set, mallet percussion, any instrument that you need to hit something with, there were people represented there. And for the drummers that don't know what that is, you definitely want to go. It was reminiscent to a massive family reunion with a bunch of cousins and uncles and aunts. You have no idea who they were, but you just fell in love with them immediately.
It just felt like you knew them forever.
Even big name guys that I've idolized, within 2 minutes, it's just like, this is family. Wow. It was absolutely fantastic. So I got some awesome stories coming back from that.
Awesome. Well, why don't you tell us some stories? I mean, how did it all... let's talk about...
Get back to
how you even got to that point to be part of this.
Well, from the first interview, which was a year ago-ish, if I'm not mistaken.
Earlier this year.
No, it was actually, it was a little over a year ago now. So,
man, I can't believe it's been that long. That's so
I know, it's crazy, right? But not too long after that, and what I was saying in that interview was talking about me being a content creator now, especially since COVID happened. There wasn't a lot of gigging to be had last year, so a lot of what I began to do was, what I was doing anyway, I just ramped it up, was doing a lot of drum covers, primarily drum covers, and some originals, and putting them on Facebook and YouTube. And those started to reach all parts of the world and so on and so forth. Well, one of the videos, I can't tell you which one because I was never notified which one, reached I can't tell you what school she is, but she's a professor. Her name is Elizabeth Delamater, and she is the chairperson of the Percussive Arts Society Diversity Alliance. Now, just for people to know what the Diversity Alliance is, which they do a great thing in the Percussive Arts Society, year-round and for the convention, they are the advocate for anything that has to do with diversity and minority. So they advocate for really bringing to the forefront ethnic drummers, black drummers, or ethnic drummers from, let's say, Afro-Cuban countries like Brazil and stuff like that, really showcasing women of color, really showcasing women in general, really showcasing percussionists in the LGBT plus community, and just really wanting to shine light on drumming is for everybody. And so this year, they do a panel every year, and this year the panel was specifically on disabled drummers. And so she had a couple people that she already had in mind that she wanted to do this. She got a hold of some people that's in an organization that I'm a part of called Can Do Musos, which also advocates for disabled musicians, but not just drummers, just musicians of all walks of life, in any instrument that you can think of. And so she was just scouring YouTube. I guess she typed in disabled drummer. Thank God that I put that in my description.
Right.
Because she came across one of my videos, remarkably found me on Twitter, because at that point I really wasn't promoting my Twitter page, and shot me a message and said, hey, I see that you're a disabled drummer. We're doing a panel at the Percussive Arts Society, which, backstory on that, I've known about the Percussive Arts Society pretty much my whole professional life. I started playing professionally when I was 15. And so this is a convention that I've always wanted to go to. As a student, as a marching band student, as an orchestral student, I always wanted to be in this convention, just a fly on the wall.
So this definitely was a dream come true for you.
Absolutely. This was one of those, not only do I finally get to go, but I'm part of the event. Mm-hmm. If you looked at my badge, for some people's badge it said staff, for some people's badges it says attendee, but my badge said artist. And so for my badge at the Percussive Arts Society to say artist, that was one of my, man, this is really happening moments. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the same people that had artists on their badge was some of these guys that were doing marquee performances. And, which even gave me access to the rooms where they were warming up and access that other people didn't have just because mine said artist on it. And so, but going back to the story of how this happened, of course we agreed to it. The reason why this became a big deal here is it costs a lot of money to go to Indianapolis, where this is held pretty much every year. They give you discounted hotels, but in downtown Indianapolis, even the discount's pretty freaking expensive. Mm-hmm. And so I knew I was going to need to raise money for travel, housing, and really anything else that I wanted. And I went on Facebook and told people, hey, this is the opportunity that just came at me. I said yes and didn't even think of how I was going to make this happen. And I'm going to need to raise funds. Before I even got to the point of doing an official fundraiser, the community here, we talked about community and the music community the last time, which is what On the Scene is surrounded around, is building up the music community, not only with artists, but with platform as well as venue. Mm-hmm. The support that I got from the people in Springfield was absolutely astonishing. Fun fact, I never had an opportunity to run an official fundraiser because everybody jumped on it so much. I mean, my inbox that day blew up with people saying, where can I send money? Where can I send help? Where can I send help? And so I put my Venmo out there, my PayPal out there, my Cash App out there. And within 2 weeks, I went from having no money to do this to a little over $1,000. And Jeff Halton from the Mystery Hour saw the efforts and saw what was going on and what we were doing. And he messaged me and said, hey man, I am all in on what you're doing. I love the story behind you going there, and I also love what you're doing, being a disabled drummer. So he shared it to the Mystery Hour page. Now, if anybody knows the Mystery Hour, they're a big entity in this area and really good at, supporting his own.
Right.
And so, it was just a simple share on the page. But that's what Color 10 News saw it posted and said, oh, we got to do a story about this.
Right.
And I'm thinking, oh man, this is already big. This is already crazy, bigger than I would have ever thought it to be. And, I'm thinking, yes, of course we could do a story on it. I'm thinking, it's just a 1 minute spot. They did a whole 6 minute story on there, which you can still see on their Facebook page, their website, and on my YouTube page if you want to check that out. The news leader then saw the Color 10 and the Color 10 story and saw that Jeff posted it on his Facebook page, and they wanted to come and do a story now. So Steve Pokin, which is a great journalist, awesome guy, came and interviewed me for the news leader, and he as well had a segment on Color 10, so it was on Color 10 again.
Oh my God! So it was just everywhere.
And mind you, my efforts were just, hey guys, I need help. Mm-hmm. I really want to do this. I know I need to do this. I just don't know how I'm going to get there. And all of this happened because of it. After the news story, after the news leader story, after the news story again, not only the people in Springfield, but a lot of my fans from around the nation, and then a couple of my fans from around the world in different countries as well, chipped in, $5 here, $20 there, some were even $200 there, just to get me there because they knew that, they believed in what I did and believed in what I was going to speak on there. And come last week, which would have been November 9th through the 14th, I was in Indianapolis at PASIC as an artist, speaking on their panel of disabled drummers about disabled drumming, the hardships of disabled drumming, the triumphs of disabled drumming, how I adapt my instrument to what I do, maybe adapt technique to what I do. And that was such an amazing experience, because in that room there was people from the drumming industry by way of manufacturers. For instance, the companies that I play is DW Drums, Zildjian Cymbals, Wick First Sticks, primarily Evans Drumheads. The one that sticks in my mind due to what we're talking about is Gibraltar Hardware. They initially didn't know I was there. They didn't know anything about the Diversity Alliance. They, these people don't think, hey, we're making instruments for disabled drummers.
How can we alter them?
They don't
easier.
Yeah, they don't think of these things. They just think, hey, we need to make money, so let's put out instruments that drummers are going to play. They don't think there's a whole community out there of physically disabled drummers.
Right.
So I requested that his name is, and any drummer out there that plays Gibraltar knows the name, Brent Barnett. He does the Brent Hang segments on YouTube, showing different drum configurations, and he's basically the face of Gibraltar. He made it his business to leave the expo floor, which is where they demo all of their instruments and showcase their company. He left the expo floor to come up to the panel and listen to what I had to say about how their gear affects my playing and everything like that. Probably the best part of this is my high school drumline director, and just drum director in general. So his job was, he was over anything drumming in our high school, and our high school was about 500 kids. No, that was like our graduating class, excuse me. So it's a big school, and he handles some things in the middle school, and he's a professor at Lewis and Clark Community College in Alton, Illinois. He made sure to make it his business to not only attend PASIC, which he's been in PASIC before, but he made it his business to be at. So it was a full circle thing where the last time I've seen this man, I was 18, 19 years old. Wow. And so almost 20 years later, he got to see one of his students, the only disabled student that I know of, physically disabled student, to my degree that he's ever had. He got to see go from high school student to professional musician speaking at this big conference that he's always attended. Yeah. And that was a proud moment for the both of us, because I know I made him proud, and I was proud of the fact that that was my man. I got a lot further with this than I thought I did as a career, so, but that's kind of the nuts and bolts of not only why I'm back here, but what the trip was about. And then, again, there's a lot of other stories that happened there, but that's just the foundation, if you will.
Wow, that is pretty amazing.
Yes.
I mean, that, you've been dreaming about it for years and years and years, and
it is absolutely, if you're a drummer watching this, regardless on if you're one of my peers in Springfield or in Missouri, or if it's a fan of mine that's a drummer watching this, that is a place you want to go to. It is drummer heaven. And the crazy thing is with this year, again, this was the first year that they've had it since COVID shut everything down worldwide. Right. And so there was a lot of manufacturers that weren't able to come because, their people aren't able to work. They're not able to buy music gear. They're not able to do things like come to conferences like this. Now, don't get me wrong. There was still a lot of music stores represented, a lot of music companies represented. There was still a ton there, but not all of them. So moral of the story is, if you're a drummer, go next year, because everybody's going to be there, and it is going to be amazing.
Wow.
Yes,
yeah,
ma'am.
So you definitely plan on going next year, even if you're not speaking?
And here's the fun part. So the idea was go there and speak on the panel. After speaking on the panel, first of all, I learned that I know the things that I said up there, not only about being, and just to kind of give you an idea of some of the things that I talked about. One, I spoke on really appreciating your bandmates as a disabled drummer, because there are people in town, Tommy Graham being one of them, Devlin Pierce being another one of them, Vincent Nolan being one of them, Adam Engelbrecht being another one of them. And my list of bandmates, current, former, and future, it's a long list, you know. One of the things that I spoke of is, as a disabled drummer, you really have to humble yourself and understand that you're not Superman. You know, carrying a drum set, having cerebral palsy. Hi, I have cerebral palsy, if y'all don't know me.
Yeah, go back to the other episode.
Yeah, go.
And find out all about Mr. Dan.
Yeah, there's a whole lot about me. If you didn't watch the last one, there's a lot you don't know.
That's on you.
Not my problem or hers. Anyway, but no, I really appreciate your bandmates.
Right.
And for those of y'all that don't know me and Dominique's relationship, when I met her, she was a manager of one of my bands. So you were there when you were seeing bandmates loading in and out my gear.
That was one of the stipulations of being in the band.
And you remember when I get in a band, you know, I make it a very fair thing of, hey, I'll be more than happy to play in this band, but you guys have to understand I can't carry my own gear. If you want me to play, that's great. I'll carry my cymbal bags, I'll carry my stick bags, but you know, for me to be able to play and take care of my body, I need the help to do this. And, you know, I've always said, please.
Yeah, you never disappoint. So, you know, they want somebody as good as you. You know, they're gonna do what it.
You are too kind.
It's just the truth.
Really,
facts, man.
Thank you.
Facts. So let's get back to. You think you will be there next year, even if you're not gonna.
So here's where I was going with that. So I spoke on everything I spoke about. And there was a meet and greet after the panel back in the expo hall, which we had our own booth with the Diversity Alliance. Okay. And a lot of people that, you know, I don't know these people, they were coming and sitting in on the meeting or the panel. And a lot of people, man, you did great. I really love what you said and everything like that. One of the other panelists, his name is David Siegel. He is on the board of, I don't want to say board of trustees, he's on the board of Can Do Musos, the company I was telling you about, or the not-for-profit that I was telling you about for disabled musicians. He said, you know, I want you to come to the drum set committee meeting. So if you're a member of the Percussive Arts Society, you have to be on the committee. Okay. He said, I want you to come to this meeting because this is my last year on the committee, and I want you to take my spot. I don't know what the drum set committee is. I don't know. All right, fine. I'll come. I don't know if it was 5 guys just drinking a beer talking about drum sets or what. All right, fine. I'll come. First of all, I'm not a morning person. Please don't ask me to go to a meeting at 8 in the morning. It's just all bad. And then that's Indianapolis time, so it would have been 7 in the morning. Here, that was a rough morning, man. Anyway, walk in the room. There are 30 drummers of all walks of life. Educators that I've been watching on YouTube for years, drummers I've been watching for years on YouTube and Instagram and different videos and stuff like that. And, you know, after that committee meeting, seeing what it was about, talking about everything from drum set education in elementary schools to who plays or who do we want to see play in PASIC next year, I left that and told David, yes, I absolutely would love to do this. He said, great, well, it's a 3-year commitment at the least. I'm sorry, what?
Whoa.
So what that means is that, I still have to establish my membership personally in the Percussive Arts Society, but once doing that and then once applying and being accepted, which I talked to a lot of the guys on the committee, they're like, no, you're accepted, we want you, we don't care if you filled out an application yet, you're going to be accepted. So that is going to guarantee me going back to PASIC for at least the next 3 years, maximum the next 6.
Oh my goodness.
That
is so awesome.
Yeah, and I never, asked for that, and if it wasn't for the opportunity to stick on that panel, I would not have had that opportunity now to potentially go back for the next 6 years. And now, since it's a year away, I have the time to save the money myself or use gig money or use sponsorship money to get me there. So David with Can Do Musos he really believes in me. After the panel, he looked at me. He said, what are you doing in the spring? No, nothing. Why? He said, I want you to how do you feel about going to NAMM? Now, if you're a musician, NAM is the National Association of Music Merchants.
Uh-huh.
So take what the Percussive Arts Society convention is. That's just drummers. NAM is everybody.
Wow.
NAM is all the producers, all the drummers. We're talking rock stars that attend here to look at the new microphones and new recording gear and new instruments. And he said, you know what? We're going to talk about getting you there. Now, this isn't written in stone. We're still working out the details. But I would be going there to assist with representing Can-Do Musos. And not only going there, but going there with their financial backing while representing that entity. So if everything plays out right, just on the going places, representing thing, NAM is going to be in the near future in the next couple months, fully paid.
Oh my God.
And then the Percussive Arts Society, again, is going to be at the very least 3 years traveling.
Wow.
So this became something of, I can go talk about a panel and really make a name for myself it's becoming a very big career-making opportunity that I took advantage of. And we didn't even talk about hanging out with some of these drummers that we idolize. Like, I spent a lot of time talking to Darren Jones, who is the drummer, or was the drummer for Talib Kweli and Common, and did some things for Mary J. Blige, and did some things for Jay-Z, and he's a two-time Grammy Award winner. That we were both at the Diversity Alliance just talking about business, and he made me realize, no, you're not just a local guy anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've just watched your videos, man. You're just like me. You're that next level guy. Like, you're going to be the next big thing. And, he's even going
to hear from
somebody his caliber. And this is somebody that you've listened to Daru Jones, even if you don't know you've listened to Daru. Right. If you've listened to hip hop at all. And from New York, you've listened to Darren Jones. Mm-hmm. And now I have this guy telling me, oh, you got what it takes. You're going to be the next big thing. You just got to keep doing what you're doing. And that's not the only drummer that I heard that from of his caliber.
You were definitely on cloud nine all week long, weren't you?
Oh, my goodness. And I got to Indianapolis and I found out they had White Castle and Riley's, which is in St. Louis. So I felt like I was at home. That was a great trip. That was an awesome trip. And I will say I left with one mindset. Hey, I get an opportunity to do something I never dreamt I would get the opportunity to do. But in coming back, especially talking specifically to Daru, because he spent a lot of time with me, really talking about, and finding my Instagram. The man found my Instagram, creeped my Instagram, looked at the videos on the Instagram and went, oh yeah, man, you're the real deal. You're not kidding, you can play. And really put it in my head, like I said, that I'm not the low guy on the totem pole.
Yeah.
And you let me know you need to keep going, you need to keep pushing. Told me that I need to get out and speak about not only being a disabled drummer, but also what I want to speak about now is what he taught me of. We're all the same here as drummers. It's just some of us have had better or more opportunities than others. But it's all about your mindset. If you think you're low man on the totem pole, you'll always be low man on the totem pole. But if you think and conduct yourself as if you're a big deal, so to speak, I hate saying that. Yeah. Hey, I'm a big deal. I didn't mean it like that, but if you move like your name is Daru Jones, or like you've played for these big name artists, with some of the people there doing clinics don't really play for big name artists. They're just damn good drummers that have made a name for themselves.
Right.
So along with what we were talking about, along with NAM, along with going back to PASIC, the biggest thing that I'm going to make a push for in 2022 is I'm going to start doing clinics myself. And I've done a couple, like the panel and like going to speak at the A Girl Like You back to school rally this summer about being a disabled drummer and about what I do and things coming up. But my next act is going to music stores, going to schools, going to really whoever will have me in different cities like St. Louis, Kansas City. I got an in Nashville. I may have an in Colorado to talk about not only being a disabled drummer, but we're all the same. Wow. If I can do this, you can do this. If Daru can do this, I can do this. And it's all about your mindset, because if you put your mindset in, you're a bigger deal than you think you are, then you will end up becoming a bigger deal than you think you are. Right. I forgot to talk about all the merchandise that came from all of this, because I started feeling bad. Well, not feeling bad. You know, I'm thinking, you know, people are gonna donate towards this cause and give me to Indianapolis. Let me give them something that they get in their hands.
Mm-hmm.
So then that made many posters happen. And I think you remember when those came out.
Right.
Those started selling like crazy. I said, okay, well, let me add some stickers to this, vinyl stickers for people to put on their cars. Those started selling like crazy.
T-shirts.
And I remember specifically, I called you and said, is it time for t-shirts? You said, oh, it's been time for t-shirts. You should have did this a long time ago. Okay. And the t-shirts.
I love your logo.
It's a did you know it was a tattoo before it was a logo?
Yeah, you told
knew
me
that.
about that.
But no, when when the t-shirts were made, that's really what pushed me over the top of having all the money to go.
Mm-hmm.
And so got the t-shirts in black and white. People started buying those like crazy. That gave me the rest of the money I needed to go. Still got plenty of t-shirts available, by the way. Mm-hmm. And I will make sure I keep all of my merchandise in stock. So if anybody needs a t-shirt or feel like they want to join me on this journey, the best way to join me on a journey, you can buy a $2 sticker. Mm-hmm. And now you're part of this journey. You're part of this story and this adventure. But the biggest takeaway, I'm just beginning. Like we're really just getting started.
You need to video your adventure and put it on Patreon.
I know you've told me about that, and
awesome.
A lot. You know, the one thing about this trip is everything came at me lightning speed. Everything, you know, within a month. I'll even say 6 weeks. Within 6 weeks, this went from being a simple email to, oh my God, I'm selling merchandise and people all over the world are looking at my videos and commenting.
Snowball.
It was the most insane snowball effect I've ever seen in my life. And that's what Daru really got to, or really started talking to me. Because I'm like, I had the little old me effect. You know, I go to sleep at night, close my eyes, and I'm going, all this for little old me. Wow. You know, and then I look at my son and I'm like, no, this is a lot bigger than me. And that was the takeaway. Is one, this is a lot bigger than just me because I'm affecting and inspiring a lot of people. And they let me know it daily through different emails and messages that I get. Hey, keep going. You're inspired, man. Keep going. You make me want to get up and play.
Right.
You make me want to get up and do something. Even if they're not drummers, they watch this go, man, I feel like I need to go ask for a raise now because I feel like I can't do anything.
Yeah.
That let me know I have a bigger purpose. And that lets me know that the things that I have to say are taken seriously and taken to heart.
Yeah, and your story is really inspiring. And I mean,
it's a sense of responsibility now. I feel a responsibility to go out and talk about what I do and how I do it. And that you could rather be your biggest superhero or your worst supervillain. And it's all about what's up here.
That's absolutely. So guys, we're going to take a short break and show you a clip of him playing so you could get a feel of...
Not as good as she thinks I am.
He lies! But we will be right back.
It goes like this, y'all do it with me. Clap your hands, 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 clap your hands. Chris Calico, you're gone. Nobody can catch a beat. The speed is out of the beat in the problem. If you got a beat in your mouth, you won't have the beat in the bottom of them. There's a lot of them, and I'm in a lot of them. And me and Nina used to follow me. I got it out of the body. I'm just a hitman, a hitman, a hitman karate. If hands will lift hands, we'll get dancing out of them. And if hands is the band, so we'll stand proud of them. Hands with two hands, I'm moving the crowd of them. Hands like nigga says, with an example, the M to the like a bass. It's never been a gift for me to heat him, I beat him, I burn him. Then I let him out. Never heard of us, so look at him turning up. I start the short up for super simple to make him my infant to infant when I be flipping niggas be feminine. That's the purpose of independent reversing conditions. The feminine to do bigger numbers and feminine. Gotta be faster and smash on a nigga with half the cash. I'm a little super quicker than you figure. I make a shiver bigger than a winner. If you half fast delivering, I'ma eat your dinner. Better than mine, I mean other guys. I double rise, that mean I'm rubberized. Me and I masquerade, we murderize. Beat on today. Beat on. Speed on. If you wanna go with us, speed on. I'ma leave 'em in the dust. Speed on. I'ma beat 'em when I bust. Speed on. And I'm gonna hit the clutch. Speed on. If you wanna go with us, speed on. I'ma leave 'em in the dust. Speed on. I'ma beat 'em when I bust. Speed on. And I'm gonna hit the clutch. Sometimes I feel like I'll never slow down. Worldwide choppers too. Sometimes I feel like I'll never I'm flipping on fraudulent fellas, fulfilling fright. I'm flicking on fire, finishing when I'm flowing flight. Feminine figures, fell, I'm plugging up over the fight. Never forget it, I step at the head of the critic. Spread up a jitty, contributor be a dead epidemic. Wet up a cynic, can make a bloody red percentage of an addict with having to get the lead of a cynic. Go! Never the devil, I put up a fight up in the industry. Pedal to metal, we giving a lot of energy. Rapping, be checking, hear that peak over. If it's an evil enemy, it'll be over. Running you down in front of your town. You ever making fun of the clown, I'm gonna get down. We're doing it under the ground, the one of the sound. If anybody coming to hound, the one of the found. Hey! Never be jumping without slick Rick. I got it from the record, lit the balls in this dick. If you never listen to me, a musical misfit. Nah, cause every time I be chopping, I get hit. I'm hearing a lot of rappers, they trying to spit quick. But the middle one got him and we kill him in this bitch. If you ain't in my circle, on top of your mistake. Cause me and my nigga Twister ruler, that's it.
And
So we are back. I'm just so incredibly proud of you, and just it makes me so happy that we've known each other for years, and I've just seen your journey.
it's crazy.
It is so really, really awesome. So absolutely happy for you.
Thank you.
So for people out there that might want you as somebody to come out and talk for them,
Contact me. You can contact me through Instagram. Just DW_the_handydrummer. HANDIDRUMMER. You can find my Facebook page on Facebook. And just type in Handy Drummer in the search bar, and it'll pop up my page with my videos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm taking on what I would really like to do is go and talk to drummers, since that's what I do.
Right.
But I will gladly come and do school assemblies. I will gladly. I don't really know what I would do at a corporate event, but hey, I'll give it a valiant effort. Yeah, no, but just anywhere where I can really talk about, get up and do something that you haven't thought you could do before.
Right.
Because there's nobody stopping you but you.
And do you have any projects that you're working with?
Or
would like to be part of one?
Well, I know I've been. Mikey Bones and Amanda Cunningham and I have been getting together a lot and working on some stuff. We don't really know where that's going to go yet, and that's really the best way to do it. If it builds into something, it builds into something. If not, what have you. Or, we may end up keeping it going and doing at least 1 or 2 recordings. The content will never stop. I will always make drumming videos. Those will always be released once a week, whether on my YouTube page or on Instagram and Facebook. Normally all 3 of those get the same video. So follow me on all 3 and watch all 3. But other than that, I'm a one day at a time guy. And so if something awesome comes my way tomorrow and I know it's worth my time,
Drummer for hire.
There you go. I'm a
Drummer for hire, this man.
Thank you. Well, yes. And I love to play. So,
Well,
you need me, let me know.
Well, thank you so much for being back on the show.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so happy. I cannot say that enough.
Well, thank you.
So happy to see that all your hard work is really paying off, and can't wait to see the other things that you're going to get into within the next year.
Well, thank you. And likewise, I am so proud of on the scene. The growth I've seen in the last year is astounding to me. You guys are doing a great thing for the area. You're doing great work. I am blessed and honored to be back. Hopefully the 3rd time around it will be a 3rd time around. Every year.
He's gonna just keep coming.
Once a year. I'm coming once a year. Watch. I bet you.
He's gonna be a frequent guest.
It's gonna be every November before my birthday. You're gonna see
before our birthdays. Let's cheers to the future for both with our projects. Okay, guys, until next time, make sure to catch us out on the scene.